Hello, I'm Kieran Rafferty. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I really want to serve as an orientation leader at Oxford College. When describing myself, I tend to think of myself as a person who takes initiative and makes the effort to fulfill that initiative to the best of my ability. Whether it involves Oxford SAC Super Bowl Sunday or volunteering at SGA related events, I love to interact with individuals in the community, especially in a small community like Oxford. Oxford is extremely unique in the fact that it's a first and second year college focused on the liberal arts experience. And essentially, this leads to my main point on why I want to be an OL at Oxford. I truly love it here, and I would be willing to go lengths to make sure that newly incoming students start their college journey on a good note. In a group setting, I prioritize facilitating while leading. One example I distinctly remember was during my Eagle Scout project. I was in Boy Scouts. For my Eagle Scout project, I raised around $1,600 to build a prayer area for my local church. In this project, we designed a prayer bench, implementing white landscaping rock and stepping stones. I remember planning being the most critical part of leading one's project. Being prepared to do something is necessary before taking action, because it's up to you to know what individuals want to do. For example, this is a quote from my Eagle Scout workbook. Leadership is essential for any initiative in life. People need a leader to give them directions or a person to look up to. Without leadership, a project cannot function. Additionally, my leadership skills of strengthening my decision-making and managing conflicts increased as well. For example, I decided that I wasn't going to anchor my bench into the ground, and I decided to cut the tough vegetation to see a nice red brick wall. Another skill of mine is that I was able to listen effectively to others. End quote. So basically, the moral of the story is that planning is essentially the bread and butter of how you'll lead. And then, basically, one must be prepared to lead. So as an orientation leader, I really hope to unite newly incoming freshmen together during their first week at Oxford. So yeah, unfortunately, conflict or disagreement will arise. It actually did so during my Eagle project. Sometimes some of the scouts, were overworked and they refused to work anymore. So basically, I took initiative as a leader and got consensus for all of us, to take a break. And I provided pizza and drinks for the group. Basically, being a leader involves strengthening your decision making and managing conflicts, as I said in the previous answer before. Not everything goes perfect when planning. So, one has to be prepared when dealing with conflict. Thinking back, to the previous answer about, the red brick wall or not anchoring my bench into the ground, those things, you have to be prepared for them. So, yeah. That's why, in my opinion, I think compromises are essential for team building and dealing with disagreements because they unite others. I think we can all agree that we hate uncertainty. I mean, I certainly do. But I really think that during unforeseen circumstances, we can achieve our best potential. In my experience, I don't know. I feel like I'm always optimistic no matter the circumstance, in a sense that I see the glass half side full. And it's a little weird because my name also means it's it I'm apparently optimistic in my name. But the world's not perfect. And nobody's perfect, from that one Hannah Montana song. But what I'm trying to say is that doing the things we don't want to do makes us thrive. If there's no pressure, then I really ask myself, what am I doing? Life involves taking chances and risks. And if we don't bother shooting our shot, for example, me applying to be an OL, then why bother? I think, in my opinion, uncertainty is actually on our side. One of my strengths is that I love to be active in the community. For example, the Student Activities Committee will, they keep me deeply involved with others at Oxford. And, using, one of the Oxford principles, presence, I hope to keep a small knit community together through these, fun filled activities. For example, like the Super Bowl Sunday event we're planning, while promoting, an ox-sided spirit, um, you know, SAC, has SAC and SGA has have so many resources to keep Oxford awesome. And, I really enjoy being a part of that. When community comes together, no matter how big or small, people get closer and, they feel like they belong. Oxford chose us. And I want to help first year incoming freshmen, feel like it's their home. That's what I really want. I really dislike when people hate on Oxford because there's so many unique things about Oxford. One challenge that I can see as an orientation leader is that I can be persuaded, to fit the crowd. Essentially, I'm like a people pleaser, and like I'm not proud of it, but I code switch way too easily, and I'm a pushover. I don't hold my ground too easily, and I'm really nice. I think in order to overcome this challenge, I should, recognize my own choices, think about them, and, be willing to get in the nitty gritty, the uncomfortable positions as a leader. You know, I don't know. I feel like, regardless, I wouldn't be applying to this position if I didn't think I could handle this challenge. And I'm really excited for the possibility of becoming an orientation leader. So thank you very much. And I really appreciate this. Thank you.